Prerna for me, I come here to get inspired. I don't inspire anybody. I get inspired when I come to Prerna. Second, for the last 25 years, every year I go to Tirupati. Every year I go to Shabarimala. Every year I go to Kollur. Every year I go to Golden Temple. That has been there for the last 25 years. Now I have just added Prerna for that. Every year I come here to get inspired. And answering your question, how it is different when compared to other corporate events we do, this is just coming back home, seeing your people. It's more of a family get-together, bigger get-together, and it's totally different, and it's awesome.
Okay, so it's a sincere desire of all of us in the student fraternity to emulate persons whom we admire like you, as also other mentors who help us constantly move up in the value chain. As always quoted by you in your earlier speech to us, how we students raise the bar both in education as well as early career phases and strive to make our mentors proud.
Very tough question. It's a long journey. For everything, basic is your value system. You learn a lot at home. You learn a lot in the college. You learn a lot at the Prerna events. But for me, if somebody wants to do well, do extraordinary well, first they should be ordinary, then only they can become extraordinary. You need to study as much as possible, as long as possible, and never stop learning. Second one is that you need to come first in whatever you do. If you are doing cooking, do the best cooking in the world. If you are studying, come first in class. Come first in school. Come first in the university. Nothing difficult, because there is somebody who is taking that position in front of you. If he or she can do, why can't you do that? So you need to be seeing that I need to be the best, I need to be the best. And if you are low middle class, poor class, that's the biggest asset what you have, because you know much more than rich people know about the value of money, value for money, and you will be able to sympathize much better than what rich people, they cannot do that. So taking birth as a poor person is a boon, is a boon. It is not a curse. But if you are able to get the best out of that in your life, then you are already there. So every day you should be better than yesterday. Learn every day, earn every day, and that's how I see each one of them can become the stars of present and future always.
You have always been a proponent of the marketing axiom, eat the markets, share or get eaten. In the view of the changing skill set required in the dynamically changing world, where forget markets, even professionals are now in the danger of turning obsolete, what would be your advice to us students to stay relevant in the professional life?
If you want to be relevant in the professional life, you need to know what's happening today at least, and if you are able to predict what happens tomorrow, then you are already a leader. For that, you need to read 3 newspapers every day before having the breakfast. If you miss the breakfast, it's still okay, but don't miss 3 newspapers. 1, the local in the language in which you read, either Udayavani or Prajavani. 1, English, either Times or Indian Express, or if you can digest, Hindu, and 1, Economic Times. Left to right, right to left, top to bottom, bottom to the top. If you read these 3 newspapers every day before the breakfast, total investment is 12 rupees. Total investment is 12 rupees, less than 2 idlis cost. Nobody in this world can beat you ever. If at all, if you are not able to read before the breakfast, finish the paper before you go to the sleep. If you are not able to do that, then never call yourself a leader of anything, neither today or tomorrow also. because everything is available. But do not depend on internet news. Read Udayavani, read Express or Times or Hindu, read Economic Times, feel the freshness of the paper. That is the medicine for everything.
Thank you for your wonderful input, sir. Prerna, as the name itself suggests, it's a motivational event. Every year we get to listen to people who have marked their presence in the history, who have made things possible and who have made it differently. This has given us a strength to fight the odds and achieve something that we at some point of time thought was impossible. It is on this very stage, WKC signed an MOU with Your Good Self to start yet another plan-breaking initiative called Kshamata You Get In Training Program. Today we are proud and happy to have here about 240 graduates from various rural colleges who participated in the You Getting camps at WKC. We have with us 10 WKSSF scholars who have actually come up with few brainstorming ideas asking for funding and mentorship, and 100 more scholars who are in the path of achieving their dreams, which itself marks the success of the event. There is a famous adage saying, the revolution has always been in the hands of the young, and the young always inherit the revolution. And so is the objective of Prerna. So what would you say about this, sir?
You have said it all. It is true. And the You Get In program is started in the platform of World Konkani Center. The reason being very simple. I was introduced to Prerna by Ullas Kamath, my favorite Giriyanna. I'm thankful to him. And after coming into this platform, I met our youngest ever Basti woman mom. Then I met Mohandas Pai. I used to see only on the TV. And he is a role model for our community as a whole. And I got to see him very closely, and I'm a firm believer in his thinking, theory, what he believes in, what he advocates. Then I met Pradeep Pai. Pradeep Pai's heart is bigger than his life, is bigger than his body. His weight is, heart's weight is bigger than his body weight. Such a wonderful person. Then I met our Gurudat hero. He's an evergreen hero all the time at WKC. I get inspired from Sahana, the way how she works, the way how she runs, the way how we does her job. And everywhere you get inspired and inspired and inspired, and that positive energy is so high. One day when I was going back to Bangalore from Prerna, I felt that should we limit ourselves only to Konkanis? We have a platform, anybody can come, anybody can learn. Why should we limit ourselves only to Konkanis? Because generally Konkanis are large-hearted, and why can't we go beyond Konkanis? And I just told Girdhar Anna saying that, can we do it for non-Konkani? Because today, getting a job is next to impossible. I repeat my words, getting a job is next to impossible because demand and supply is so skewed towards the supply, hardly you get any job because machines are taking over the job, technology is taking over the job. There's nothing called receptionist, there is not secretary, nothing called accountant, everything is computer, computer, computer. So where do we get the job? And 1 million graduates will come to the marketplace every month. Then how do you manage creating the job? So we felt that some of our rural students, whether we can give them some training. And the training was 6 days program, beautifully done by Ullas Kamath's team. 6 days, they were able to transform at least few people, 60 at a time in a batch. And just to give an example, what it means is, we got the first batch, second batch, third batch, trained them very well by fantastic teachers who are otherwise training Prerna kids. And there was some recruitment, campus recruitment we did, and some of the people were recruited by Jyoti, some of the people were recruited by other companies. So just to tell you, the fact is in Bangalore, we conduct every state, we conduct quarterly best performer. We give the chairman's award every state, every quarter. So in Bangalore, we are conducting for Karnataka state, we are conducting the program for the best performer in our sales in Karnataka. And my chairman was giving the awards to everybody. I was standing next to him. So a boy's name was called, and the boy came, and he took the award from my chairman, and he comes and tells me in my ears, saying that, "Sir, I am from Kshamatha, you get in, sir." You can imagine a rural boy from some place in Karnataka, in Mangalore district, attends a program of 6 days in Kshamatha, gets a job in Jyoti. In the first quarter itself, he becomes the best performer in sales in whole of Karnataka state. And then MD, my chairman, asked me, "Do you know him?" I said, "Yes, sir, I know him because he's been trained in Kshamatha," and my chairman also had come and attended one of the programs. And he said that, "Wow, how we can transform the people." I said, "This is the will to win. If that is there, anybody can do." And that's the way how You Get In has become popular, and we continue to do that for Konkani as well as non-Konkani also.
Okay. Thank you so much for your kind and inspiring words, sir. We shall now begin with the most awaited moment of the day. The stage is all yours, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
15 minutes, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is one of the new ways of introducing the guest, curtain riser. And it was a surprise to me when they told me yesterday saying that we want to have an interactive session with you and thereafter you need to speak. Wonderful. And Sandeep Chennai sir, we know what all your efforts you are doing. He is a person who works on a remote control, and very happy to be here. Today my message to all of you, especially the children who are now getting into their formal education, and especially some of the people who have come through You Get In program. Next 25 years, India is going to grow very, very fast. Consumption is a story. India going to do extremely well in next 25 years. That's all of you know. The trouble is getting a job. Trouble is getting a job at the right time, at the right place, and then being in the job till you retire is next to impossible. The speed in which you get a job, the same speed you might lose a job also, because such things you will see in the years to come. So, my advice to all of you is that by the time you realize what this life is all about, you will be 30, because by 25, you will complete your so-called education on paper, and from 25 to 30, you will see whatever you have learned is of no use by the age of 30. You will realize by 30, you will realize that no, whatever I use is of no use. It's only to get marks at the university. So by 30, you realize what is that I should be doing in my life. All I'm saying is that divide from 30 to 55, 5 into 5 blocks. Every 5 years, you will become a different person. When you are 30 to 55, that's more or less the retirement age for you because of the pollution in which we are living today. Beyond that, if you live, it's a bonus for all of us. When I say live, means healthy living. If you do that, then it's a bonus, but otherwise, 25 years, you can be rest assured that you can work very, very happily. Now that block of 5 into 5, the first 5 years, become a worker. Next 5 years, you become a supervisor. The next 5 years, you become a manager. The next 5 years, you become a leader. And the next 5 years, you become a mentor. And thereafter, you actually become a philosopher. So that when I say the first 5 years as a worker means learn the work, learn the work, learn the work. You need to learn the work like a worker. If you don't know what you're doing, if you are, for example, if you're joining a hotel as whatever the designation is, learn the work, which I call it as you need to learn the work as a worker. Once you master the art of working, then you can supervise everybody. This is the way to do, this is the way to do, then people will follow you. When you say this is the way to do, because you have been there, you have done that. The next 5 years, you become a manager. managing the supervisors and managing the workers, then people will look up to you as a leader in the next 5 years. So whatever the designation you get, follow this simple principle that work first, supervise next, then become a manager, then you become a leader, then you start becoming a mentor. Coming to Jyoti Labs Limited, where I'm working now, I'm already in the mentorship as far as our own company is concerned. Because now I've been with the company for 27 years. I've sold Ujala bottles as a salesman, every street, every area, entire countries, all the districts I have visited. All the 675 districts in India, I have visited myself, so that nobody can tell me that in this district this is a problem, there's a problem, because I've been there, I've done that. Now, from there, today, we have built up a team in the company. They do much better than us. That is the way how you lead the company. That's the way you mentor the leadership. And at Jyoti, 25 years, we have built a beautiful team, and average age at Jyoti Labs Limited is 27 years. We are a 33-year-old company. Our average is 27 years. That is the way how I always think that youngsters will do much better than older people like us. But the experience is invaluable. Never ever discount the experience that you don't know. Whenever somebody tells you, there's nothing wrong listening to them. Whether you want to adopt it or you don't adopt it, that's your prerogative. But you need to hear everybody, especially the elders. They have seen more rains, they have seen more drought, they have seen more floods, they have read more newspaper than what you have read, and they have read for many years the newspaper. So whenever the elders say something, listen to them. Then you take whatever the decisions you want to take in your life. So my advice to each one of you is that please work and work and work. Work and life balance will happen when you have a good work. When you don't have a good work, there is no life also, there is no balance also. So you should be very clear that what is more important for us. There are two types of people. One will go to the office to go back home. The other type of people, they go home to go back to the office. So please be the other type of people who will go home to go back to the office. Whenever you do that, your employer will see you, your managers will see you, your leaders will see you. Oh, he is a star. He is a person who goes home to come back. And you will climb up your ladder very, very quickly. Even though office hours are 9 to 6 or 8 to 5, do not limit yourself to that timing. Go as early as possible, stay as long as possible. Go as early as possible to the office, stay as long as possible in the office, because you are learning more, you are working more, and by that you can be able to take the adjacent job also, that the person who's sitting next to you take up his work, person who's sitting right to you take up his work, person who is sitting in front of you take his work also, person who is sitting behind you take up his work also. Your employer will see it is better to pay double the salary to a person who is doing 4 people job. It's a simple arithmetic. Simple arithmetic. For that, you go early and tell him that I will help you. I'll help you. You stay longer and say, I'll help you. I'll help you. Learn the work. Learn the work. Learn the work. By default, Konkanis are seen as honest. Reality different. Could be, I don't know. But by default, Konkanis are very honest. Our integrity is very, very high. We are all God-fearing people. We are all family-oriented people. We have a great value system. We have built banks. We have built hotels. We have built IT companies. We are there in everything. So when you say I'm a Konkani, especially from South Canara, from Mangalore belt, people will give you the job without interview. Take that as an opportunity, as a God's given opportunity, but deliver much more than what you promise, then you can grow faster. Destination does not matter. What matters is that how much people love you at home, how much people love you at office, how much people love you in the society. If everybody loves you, that means you are extraordinary. If you have some enemies, then you are ordinary. If somebody is not feeling good about you, then you are ordinary. Try to become like that, then nobody can stop you. And help yourself first, then help your family members, then help your relatives, then help your friends, then help your known people, then help your then only go for unknown people. I repeat once again, should be the rule. Help yourself first. If you are physically fit, if you are financially fit, if you are mentally fit, then only you can help your siblings. After helping the siblings, your brothers, sisters, cousins, then you help relatives. There are a lot of relatives who look up to you. If you are doing well, please help them. If you cannot be helped to your relatives, you cannot be helped to anybody. But everywhere have your limits. Everything is less. Everything is, as much as you do also sometimes becomes less, but have limits. But help all the relatives whom you know. Then you go for the friends. All your known friends, they will look up to you when you do well in your life. Help them, call them. Is there anything they can do for you? And with the limits, you help them to come up in their life. Then you go for known people. Then you go for unknown people. Then what happens is that you are building your reputation, you are building your personality, you are building you as a good human being around your circle, and people look up to you to do the way how you do, the others will do. Like always Mohandas Pai says that creating wealth is a must, because when you have wealth, then you can distribute it. You can distribute it. Without wealth, you cannot do good to the society. You need to have wealth. And you can create wealth by working hard, earning more, spending less. Earn more, spend more, then you need to go to London, or you need to go, which you see on the newspaper every day. So you need to earn more, you need to spend less, then it becomes a wealth, and then you can distribute it. And art of earning and joy of giving, if you see, the joy of earning is far less than joy of giving. And try to enjoy that joy of giving in your own way. Because you get that joy of, if you want to have that joy of giving, then you start earning more. To earn more, you work hard. To work hard, you want to get inspired. To get inspired, you come to Prerana once a year. The whole year you can work. You can work. And that's why I come here. Thank you very much, sir. And if any questions are there, I'll take it later. I'll be available here till the lunchtime. Thank you very much, Prerana. Thank you, Giriana. Thank you, Pradeep Pai. Thank you, sir. And enjoyed being here at Prerana.
So for those inspiring words, it was truly motivating us. So now I request Rahil to come over the dais and give a token of appreciation.